Did you guys travel to Indianapolis, Indiana last month to go to FDIC 2018? Well, unfortunately, I didn't, but I did follow along on social media, and I got to see a lot of cool things, a lot of cool new products, great apparatuses. Is that the word? Apparatuses? Apparati? Whatever. I got to see some cool stuff. And today on Into the Fire podcast, we break down all of those things. Give you our opinions. This is Into the Fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Into the Fire podcast is here, and it begins now.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Into the Fire podcast. I'm your host, Eric, along with this guy.
Hi, everybody.
Nikes.
What an entrance.
What an entrance. You see, I don't know. I'm trying to keep it fresh every episode. I'm trying not to make it boring and all that other stuff.
Caught me off guard.
I know. You're sitting over there texting, and I'm trying to do a podcast over here. Anywho.
All right, I was trying to sign into fire engineering, but it's cool.
That's all right. Well, this is episode 5. I am so excited to finally be at episode 5. It's like a milestone for us. And today we are going to be talking about FDIC 2018 and some of the new products that were introduced from different companies. So what we did is we actually decided to pick our, I guess you can say, our favorites.
Some of our favorites.
Some of our favorites. There was a lot of cool things, so we kind of had to narrow it down because of the time frame of the show. But I think we did a pretty good job of narrowing it down. And this is kind of one of my favorite type of episodes because I love shopping for stuff. Like, I'm a big Amazon shopper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are.
I'm also into this new thing called Wish.com. You could buy some of the most worthless things for pennies to the dollar, and it ships directly from China. It takes like 2 months to get to you. It's amazing. But so this episode's fun for me because of that fact. Is I love looking at wacky, crazy new products.
All the fun stuff that you should not be owning.
No, but you want to own it. Like, why not buy a $30 drone that's gonna break in like a day? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, really.
Yeah.
You could spend money on anything. Buy
Absolutely.
that drone.
Yeah.
Get it.
But we're going to be talking about cool products that we really can't afford on our own.
Nope, can't afford any of these on our own.
So we're going to be talking about some products from FDIC. And some of the products we're actually going to be talking about is actually probably one of Sean's favorites from FDIC. And by the way, here's a disclaimer. We didn't go to FDIC.
I would love to.
Yeah, we just listened to, or we watched stuff on, social media or fire engineering stuff about different products. But one of the products is Sean's favorite, which is?
It's that sweet new 100-foot Pierce aerial mid mount. I like it.
The heavy-duty mid-mount.
I like it a lot.
That thing is pretty cool. Some of the other things we're going to talk about, this is my favorite one out of all. It's Scott's Sight. It is the built-on thermal imaging camera to your face piece.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's really cool.
It is really cool.
Definitely something new and exciting to try.
Yep. We'll also be talking about TFT's 6-inch Vortex Nozzle. It's a really cool combination smoothbore, straight stream, displaced stream.
Dispersed pattern.
I mean, it's pretty cool, too. Not as cool as the engine and stuff, or the truck and the sight, but... Cool. The drone's cool, though. We're going to be talking about a new technology from a company called, I believe it's called FLIR, F-L-I-R.
Or FLIR.
FLIR. We're going to be talking about this new awesome thermal imaging drone. These things are sick. They're like $10,000 to $16,000, depending on which one you go.
Once again, something we can't afford.
Yeah. Maybe one day. Probably not.
But it's cool, though.
We're firefighters.
comes with some sweet technology as well, so why not try it?
And then we're going to be discussing, last but not least, MSA. They collaborated with Carnes Helmets, and they came up with this new Jet Style Helmet, which looks like a fighter pilot's helmet. And it looks pretty cool.
European type.
Yeah, it's a European type, but this thing looks more Top Gun.
All right.
Let's be honest. If you look at the picture of this thing, it looks more Top Gun than anything else. It's pretty cool. But
it really does. I mean, it's pretty nasty looking, actually.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about that stuff. But I actually wanted to open this podcast up. I was reading a blog recently from a Captain Mike Redder, and I was reading this blog, and I don't know why it doesn't really fit with FDIC too much, but it fits with some of our past episodes that we talked about. And the blog is about the two different firefighters in a firehouse, or two different firefighters in this career. And I just wanted to kind of read this and quickly get your thought before we move into the tribute to the fallen prior to going in. But Captain Mike Redder in his blog basically states, this is just a clip of it, recently it's become apparent to me that there are only a few who give a damn about the ethos, logos, and pathos in cultivating true firemanship. It seems there are too damn few people who earn their paycheck compared to those who collect them. It appears more people are willing to get this job, and damn few of them care enough to be good at it. This is my favorite part. There are too many recliners that show signs of wear and tear when damn few are wearing out their gear on the training grounds. What do you think of that? That's like a shot to the face.
He has hit the proverbial nail on the head. He couldn't be any more right at this point. We see it all the time. I see it all the time.
And it's funny too, because you go into firehouses and you see chairs that have like the stain or wear and tear from where a head is. And it's funny because you look at that and going, man, how often do you sit in that chair? And I'm guilty of it too. I mean, good Saturday or Sunday at the firehouse, I'm guilty of sitting in that chair.
I mean, everybody wants to have some downtime. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The job that we have is inherently dangerous and takes up a lot of time, and you run calls and you're out and about all day, all night. You never know, all right? Because once again, we show up, people call when it's their worst day. So that's when we go.
And I think this blog, personally, I think this blog really wasn't speaking to the literal sitting like in chair. I think it was just talking about the two different firefighters, of the ones that just want to sit around and do nothing, and then the ones that just want to be out there and be proactive and train. And your face is turning red right now. Oh, this is hilarious. You know the buttons that I talk about?
He's pushing the buttons.
These are the buttons. These are the buttons that I push.
So much I want to say, but so much I can't say.
Well, I just think it was a really cool thing, and it's kind of, I guess it's kind of like my challenge to people that are listening. And there are some people listening. I've gotten some really cool messages on Facebook from people the last few days, and there's a lot of good buzz going around. A lot of people like what we're doing, which is good. That's the whole point of this. But my challenge to people that are listening, or if you're listening, bring this back to your department, is to spread this info of not being a I'm trying to think of what I would call it.
Don't be freaking lazy.
A chair wearer.
Don't be lazy.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's got those days. We're all guilty of it. But instead of doing nothing, at some point, just get up and do some training. Do something.
Yeah.
Do something. Drive around in your fire truck, your apparatus, whatever you want it to be. Just drive around, area familiarization. Just do something. Go out, pull some hand lines, pull some hose lines, throw some ladders. It's your freaking job. Just do it.
Yeah, I did some overtime today just for part of the day to do some coverage, and the whole time we were there, we did nothing but train with some of the new guys, and it was awesome. You know, it was fun just to get out there and just train with them, and kind of pick each other's brains, but also kind of see how they're developing. And it was kind of fun, you know.
You get to see all aspects when you go out and train, and then you get the stations where, okay, I'm gonna play video games.
Yeah, and everybody
had
had
all night long.
Yeah, and everybody has them. Every department that I've ever worked for, whether it's part-time or full-time, had those people that just wanted to sit around. But
just collect the paycheck, please. Can you please just pay me? I'd rather just go sit at the firehouse and do nothing. Just pay me my paycheck and I'll be good.
And that was the thing I liked about this one, where he said people who earn their paycheck compared to those who collect them.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference of that. But that's a whole nother episode. But I just wanted to kind of, I guess you can say, bring that in as a challenge.
Here, I thought you just wanted to rattle my nerves.
Well, I did want to rattle your nerves a little bit too,
and
but
I'd regret later.
I don't want you to regret anything, but no. I knew it would push your buttons. But
it's going to hurt feelings if I say something.
Yeah. Now, this is kind of it's a good transition right now to kind of go in, because we're talking about people earning their paychecks and earning respect too. Is our tribute to the fallen section of the show, and this is where we honor the fallen firefighters that lost their lives. And this is information that we get from FEMA, and we do it from basically episode to episode if you guys are tuning in for the first time. And we talked about last episode, we talked about we don't want to ever have to say that we lost people.
No.
I do have to say that this episode, unlike the other ones, we did lose 3 firefighters since the last episode, which is good to see that number go down.
Yeah,
but
from the last one, yes.
From the last one, yes. And even from the very first one we did, well, actually, you weren't there for the first one I did, but from the very first episode, there was a lot in that one. But we do have 3 that we want to recognize and show some respect to. From Las Vegas Fire Rescue, on May 1st, 2018, Theo Adams lost his life. And then on April 29th, and remember, some of this stuff is backlogged. They may have not been reported yet, so It might have been before our last episode, but we didn't get it till now. From Rostraver Township Volunteer Fire Department, which is in Webster, Pennsylvania, Michael Godzik. And then Lawrence Fire Department, which is in Lawrence, Indiana, on April 30th, lost Jeffrey Holt. So I just want to say that we want to give our deepest sympathies to those fire departments and those families as usual. And Godspeed, rest well. We'll take it from here. So, Sean, let's talk FDIC.
All right, let's do it.
I'm really I want to be at FDIC next year, not just to visit, but I want these microphones there. I really do. I'm a very ambitious person.
Well, let's find some FDIC reps and let's get this on the road.
That's what we need. But I would love to go to FDIC next year and be able to do a live video or live podcast, even videos too. We do have a YouTube channel now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
yeah,
look at us moving up in life.
We're moving up. This is actually really exciting. So today is our 5th episode, which means that this 5th episode we get to be on iHeartRadio now.
What? iHeartRadio?
So now all the avenues are opening. iHeartRadio, we have SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, which Fitzy still probably doesn't know how to say.
I don't.
Sprecher de Deutsch.
Yeah, that's
and then now iHeartRadio. So I am really excited to be on iHeartRadio because that's a big one.
That is huge.
So I'm really, really hoping that we can get the word out even more and make this thing into something big, ladies and gentlemen. That's our goal. That is our goal. But we're talking about FDIC, and our goal is to be there next year so we can see some of these sweet products in person.
Yes.
Let's talk about the MSA Jet Style Helmet.
Okay.
Like we said before, the Jet Style Helmet, it looks like Top Gun.
It's funny because it says part Trailblazer, part Top Gun.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
On MSA, yep.
I didn't read that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks completely Top Gun.
MSA typically comes out with some good products. They make some really nice leather helmets, obviously. They're based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this new Jet Style helmet really and truly looks just like Top Gun. Tom Cruise will be wearing it in Top Gun 2, probably.
Help me, Tom Cruise! No, and I think I'm not an MSA guy. I used MSA at one of my departments, but I like Scott a little bit more. I'm not quite sure if I'm sold on the helmet style, though.